Hello and welcome to the first Birds of Essex of 2025. I can't believe it's 2025. Happy New Year. Is it too late to say that?
No,
Oh, okay, good. Happy
I
New Year. Well,
know
I
it's
said it
probably
anyway.
evening to you. There's
Good evening.
probably an official rule that I think you can say Happy New Year to someone that you haven't seen.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, in which case,
I've, I've got this.
Happy New Year to everyone out there that we haven't seen. And for those of you that we had seen, happy Friday, maybe. I don't know.
Happy Friday. Happy February Eve,
Oh, I like that. I like
maybe.
that. That could catch
Maybe.
on.
I like your T-shirt, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. My mum got me this for Christmas. There you go.
That's nice.
Yeah, very
So if
cool.
anyone can identify the birds on Matt's T-shirt,
Well,
please write
they're
that.
actually
Sorry.
they are named, to be fair, so should be.
Oh, I can see that now. God, live.
I think she put the names on in Tipex, so I'd know what they were, to be fair.
I can see the bluebird.
Anyway, yeah, it's cool.
Right, that's good. Good. So good
Right.
evening, everybody.
Good evening, world. And yeah, welcome to 2025 with Essex Birdwatching Society. There's been a lot of stuff going on already, which we're going to cover later in the show. But as always, if you want to get involved, here's how to do it. I hope. Can you see that?
Yep. Yep, all
Excellent.
good.
You'll notice I've put the new strapline on the bottom this month.
Oh, well done.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
So for those of you who hadn't noticed, our strapline is now the natural home of birding and bird recording in Essex since 1949. It has
Nice.
changed slightly a few months ago. But yes, go on, Steve. Tell people how they can get involved.
So yeah, so if you want to ask us a question, you can log into YouTube and just use the chat. A lot of people on the chat already. And if you're not a subscriber to our YouTube channel, as you're watching it, you'll see a little bell symbol underneath the screen where it will say unsubscribe or subscribe. Click on that and then give us a thumbs up if you like what you see tonight, which bearing in mind it's only been 5 minutes, you're all going to put a thumbs up. So
Yeah, it hasn't gone wrong yet, has it? Not much.
not wrong yet, but it could quite likely to. Or if you want to, if you can't log in on the chat, you can send us an email, any questions or whatever, to ebwstalks@gmail.com.
Lovely. Thanks very much. Excellent. Right. So we want to get a bit of discussion going in the chat if we can. So it's quite an easy one, this one, really. How has your 2025 been so far? Have you been out birding? Are you planning to go out birding soon if you haven't been yet? If you have been and you're making a list, how many species are you on for the year so far? And have you got any gaps? Is there something that you haven't seen yet? Because there always is, isn't there? You get to the end of January and you think, I haven't seen a blank.
Exactly. Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
So we'll cover ours in a moment. I think, if people can put stuff in the chat, tell us what you've seen so far, numbers wise, your favourite bird that you've seen so far, maybe if you've got one, and anything that you're missing. We're going to be talking about the Rainham and Winter's Day walks that we had earlier this month. There was another indoor talk as well, or a Zoom talk actually this month. We'll show you how you can re-watch that if you didn't catch it the first time round. The entry to the photo competition is closing soon, so we'll explain how you can enter that if you haven't done so already. And we've got a special guest tonight, haven't we, Steve?
We have.
Hmm.
Yes. Coming up in a little while. So very
Yes,
interesting. Looking forward to that.
absolutely. Going to be talking about how you can record birds and why it's so important, and all that sort of thing. So I think at this time of year, that's quite a good topic to have at the start of the year.
Absolutely.
We're going to have the usual pictures, videos, a couple of websites, and a sightings roundup in the second half of the show as well. So there's plenty to look forward to. Um, but
Lots
first
of
of all, well,
lots
actually,
of
go on.
well,
Sorry, go on.
sorry, lots of people watching tonight, Matt.
Cool. Okay.
So we'll whip
Want
through
to run
this
through?
before people start talking about their bird lists. So we've got so I'm just going to whip through the names quickly that are everybody that's saying good evening. So Richard Chew, Liz Huxley, David Gotts, Graham Mee, Ivor Kerslake, who actually has put his heating on specially for us
Oh,
tonight. Tim Davis, who's watching from the Highlands. Pete Dwyer, Steve Entwistle. Hi, evening, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Emma Robinson, Nick Warner, Chris Mee, Tim Hayward, Susan Pembroke, Karen Mace, Andrew Duckett, Colin Undrill, Michael Goodchild, here we go, Mo Jackson, Brian Cox, Sue Hill, Dave Webb, Frankie Robertson, and Annette Adams is watching. Loads of people tonight. So
That's like a really weird bird watching register, isn't it?
it is. You should put their hand up if I call your name out.
Yeah. Here, here, sir, here.
So yeah, lovely. Thanks for ever so much for everyone watching
Yeah,
tonight. We do really appreciate it.
we
Because
do.
otherwise it'd just be Matt and I talking to each other.
Exactly. Which we do anyway, but to be fair, if we did that, it would actually drag on for longer than the show goes. So thanks to
And
you
we get
guys, we get to finish at some point.
absolutely, yes.
Cool. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thanks for watching. Right. So, a couple of little bits of info. First of all, we have had an email come through from Graham Mee, and this isn't really Essex Birdwatching Society related, but it's stuff that people might want to get involved with. So, on Thursday, the 13th of February at 8 p.m., there's a Zoom presentation. The subject is Japan in winter, and it's by a chap called Ian Gasper. And it's concentrating on the wildlife spectaculars for which Japan is famous, the hooded and white-naped cranes of Arasaki, the snow monkeys of Honshu, the red-crowned cranes of eastern Hokkaido, and the Steller's sea eagles and the fish owls as well. So this is,
Oh, oh,
that's a lovely picture, isn't it?
that's a thigh rubber, that is. Oh,
Exactly. So just a couple of images, I presume, from the talk. Thanks to Graham. Thanks to Graham for sending this in. I guess this is a talk organised by the South Essex, South East Essex RSPB group. If anyone wants to watch that talk on Zoom, please drop us an email to ebwstalks@gmail.com and we'll reply back to you and send you the link to watch the Zoom presentation.
sounds
So
really
that's that
good,
one.
Matt. That's
Yeah.
really good. That's really good.
And the second thing, again, this has literally just come in. Jerry Johnson has picked up one of these. Hang on a minute. And this was very kindly donated by a lady called Susan from Chelmsford. And again, staying with the RSPB theme, actually, there you go. This is an RSPB Swift Nest box. So it's actually in its box at the moment. So it's either this exact one or something certainly very similar. If anyone has use for a Swift Nest box, now is the time of year you might want to consider putting it up, then please let us know. We're looking for donations starting from £10. So you can either pop in the chat or send us an email if you're interested. Let us know what you want to donate for it. And if you're the lucky person that gets it, then we'll obviously sort out how to get it to you. So yeah, RSPB Swift Nest box. Donation starting at £10. Please let us know if you're interested. Thank you.
It's a good time to start thinking about putting up things like that now.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to put my new Nest box up probably next week, actually, I think. So get it ready. Right. So anything else on the chat, Steve?
So what have we got? So yeah, a few people with what they've been up to. Nick, I think that's Nick Lay. He said birds of prey sightings on his patch, which is down at East Tilbury. That's been really good so far. Male and female hen harrier and a juvenile male hen harrier have all been seen around the slope
Nice.
at East Tilbury, which is really good. And also he said bearded reedlings or bearded tits are up, have been showing well with good numbers of reed bunting. So that's really nice.
Good.
David Gotts, a red kite, he said, really low, 20 feet over his house for 10 minutes. In the strong wind last week was a spectacular. Steve Hallam, he said,
Yep.
well,
Hi,
he said
Steve.
his 2015 highlights, but I think he means probably 2025. He said he had 3 live ticks at Holcombe in one day, which actually were all found by me. But so he said perhaps he should reprise his long dormant life list.
Oh,
Hmm?
excellent.
I do
Okay.
like a life. I like a life list.
Yeah, why not? Absolutely.
So yeah, loads of other people. Joel Webster saw his first grey wagtail at Danbury Country Park a few weeks ago, which a lovely bird to see.
Yep.
Sue Hill, who's down in Dorset, well, she's out today in Dorset, saw 300 chaffinch and 20
That's good.
bramble. And she's on 121 species in January.
Oh, well done.
Which is really cool. Here we go. Richard Chew, his year list is on 98. He went to Two Tree Island, but it didn't quite bring up the 100 species. And Sandling and Red-throated Diver are his most notable emissions.
Well, we'll come to that in a second. Yeah.
Interesting.
Um, well, we've had one email come through while we've been talking, and I'm just going to show you because this is somebody's favourite bird of the year. This is our good friend Jan Lewis, and it's not. I'll see if you can guess what it is, Steve. Right? You got 5 questions. They've got to be yes or no answers. Okay, go quickly.
From this year? From this year?
Yes.
Is it a water bird?
No.
Sorry. Is it? Oh, I don't know.
Actually, I don't know if it's from this year. To be fair, I think it's from this year. Go on, quick.
Is it brightly coloured?
Yes,
Oh, is it yellow?
it is. There you go. Well done.
Oh my word!
Fantastic. Oh,
Canary.
where was it? I can't remember where this was in Kent,
Oh,
actually.
it was down near. Was it New Hythe or somewhere like that? Somewhere.
Okay.
Do you know what? I can't remember.
It's lovely. I didn't get a chance because it turned up on Christmas Eve, I think. And it
Yeah,
stuck
something
around
like
for a
that.
week or so, just
Yeah.
over maybe. But yeah, lovely bird. And who knows where it's gone? It might pop up somewhere in Essex next. You never know.
Oh,
Fingers.
that'd be nice. Oh,
That
that
would be
would
very
be
nice,
good.
wouldn't it? Hmm. Right. So thanks for sending that in, Jan. We'll have lots more photos later on. So, what's your year got up to so far? In fact, I'll do mine because you're going to be better than me. So mine, very simple, 125 total species seen so far, 118 of which were in Essex. And my biggest miss is probably siskin. I've not seen or
Okay.
heard of siskin yet this year.
Okay.
Okay, go on.
So my year list is 170. I think it might be 172. I can't remember because I haven't added up today's total. And I think my Essex list is 139. I think so far.
Okay,
But
cool.
I've not seen common scoter is the one.
Weird,
Um,
isn't it? Yeah, I mean, you've
yeah,
obviously been out and about quite a bit.
yeah.
Um, and I guess you visited some coastal sites and stuff.
But
And
it's
yeah,
unusual because I mean, and also I mean Essex wise, I've not seen like as Richard said, I've not seen sandling or red-throated diver.
mm, strange, isn't it?
Bizarre because normally red-throated divers were always the quite most common species, but
Mm. I mean,
it's,
I've been to 2 or 3 woodland areas. Ardley Reservoir, normally I'd have siskin in the trees. So yeah, it's just strange sometimes. You go a whole month or maybe even longer, and there are some relatively common birds that you just don't quite connect with. And it happens every
absolutely.
year, doesn't it? Every year. Yeah.
Yeah, Jonathan Norgate's messaged in. He says best is so he does a 10K list from home for his 4th year, and he's on 132 species,
That's really good.
which is and obviously the
Really good.
great grey shrike at Copt Hall is his favourite species so far, and his favourite site has been St Peter's Church in Alresford, which has had bramblings and lots of other finches, but he hasn't seen a cattle egret yet.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Um, Oh,
I've got
Annette's just said I've got a nest box downstairs to put up on the house. So
Excellent. Off you go.
I thought she'd forgotten about that. So Colin, just quickly whip through because we've only got a couple more comments.
Cool.
Colin Undrill's year list is on 106.
Yep.
He was out with me. I was leading a walk today, and he got 5 new birds today for his list. But he's not had great spotted woodpecker. Well, he's not seen
Wow.
one. He's heard one, but not seen one.
Okay. Yeah. Strange, isn't it? Really
Yeah.
weird.
And then New Hythe gravel pits for the yellow warbler. And then Frankie said, yeah, he saw loads of common scoters at Titchwell.
Okay.
Actually,
Cool.
so
Oh no.
I have seen common scoter this year. But just not in Essex. Not in
Not
Essex.
Essex. Okay.
No.
All right. Okay. Cool.
Sorry about that.
Right.
Right.
Um,
Sorry.
so very quickly, we had there was been a couple of walks this month so far, haven't there? There was our usual sort of monthly field trip, and this one was to Rainham
Mm.
Marshes. And I've got a couple of pictures to share. Hold on. Here we go.
It was a brilliant day. It was very cold, wasn't it? Very cold. Really, it was very foggy actually in the morning. Um,
It
and then
was.
And we actually, to be fair, our herd list was far greater than our sight list, and then the mist burnt off, and it was an amazing day.
Oh wow, yeah. I mean, you can't. This is a picture to snap with my phone, and it's not got a great camera, but you can't tell the sky was, it really did clear, didn't it? And the light
Mm.
was wonderful, and it was one of those kind of cold. You can see there's all frost and stuff around here, so it was cold, crisp, clear. It was beautiful weather, it really was. Um, we got quite a few people turn up as well, actually, because we weren't sure for the first one of the year, particularly considering the weather.
Mm.
But I think there was over 40 people.
Yeah, I think it was like 47 people or something like that,
Yeah.
which again really good. And thanks to everyone that came out on that day, because I say conditions weren't brilliant for driving and stuff first thing. But yeah, like you say, here we are in the Cordite store at Rainham. Um,
Yeah, just a small part of the group. But yeah, everyone. I can't remember what you'd seen. You'd seen something in the top of a tree, and everyone was looking.
yep,
So yeah, that was all good. And then, well, this is one of the birds we found, wasn't it, on the river?
yep, nice yellow leg gull. Yeah, I think you found that, didn't you? Which was good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was just a young bird, like a first winter bird. Quite good, quite nice.
Do you know what? You're a master at
And
yellow leg gulls, because you found one at Holland Haven, I remember last year as well.
well, yeah, they just look little bit different, but
No, it's good.
just luck of the draw, really, isn't it? If you get an easy one, it's like a Caspian. If you get an easy one, then it's not too bad. But you found you.
Yeah, this was a cracker. This young peregrine sat up on the pylon for pretty much most of the day.
Mm. And
So
he,
that
he
was
had a couple of sort of high speed passes directly over our head, didn't he, at one point?
yeah, yeah, literally just came back. So this was up near the railway line for those people that know Rainham. And yeah, I mean, and they say the light was beautiful on it, and it just sat there and was preening, and it would do a quick couple of flyouts, and yeah, really nice.
And it's just nice bird, if you've got scopes around, we get the scopes onto these kind of birds. So for anyone that's not been on one of our field trips, when you see a bird like this through a scope, it's kind of like this big, it's huge.
Yeah,
And everyone had a look through the scopes, didn't they? And they all really enjoyed the views. And thanks again to all the people that helped out on the trip as well. Lots of people let others use their scopes and help people identify the birds if they're not sure. So really good to everyone that helps out. Um, but this was a joint effort, wasn't it?
it was good. Yeah, it was really good. This was.
Yeah. So you
So,
explain what happened.
well, basically, we wandered around to is it the Butt's Hide, I think it's called. And we were sitting in there, and obviously, as you can tell from this picture, there was not much standing water. It was all frozen. And I thought I heard a water pipit call. And then Matt went, "There's a pipit on the island." And we got on it just as it typically flew off. But then it landed right in front of the hide on the ice. And Matt was quick to his lens, no wasting any time, bang, and he got his cracking shot.
Yeah, I mean they just don't stop moving, do they?
No,
But
that was sliding around on the ice everywhere, wasn't it? It was like,
I was going to say, I think the fact that it was on ice, it was probably more a case of like, oh, this is cold. I'm
yeah,
going to keep moving. Yeah, but
yeah,
they're not the easiest birds to hear. I mean, I couldn't hear it. And then obviously, yeah, they are a bit mobile. So again, everyone got good views of that, I think, didn't they?
yeah, absolutely. And water pipit's a good random speciality.
Yes.
I mean, we saw bearded tits, didn't we? Water rail. Yes, it's a real nice selection of birds.
Yeah, it was. It was a really good day, actually. Really, really good day. And thanks to everyone that came. And then on the 19th, I think it was, we had a winter's day at Fingering Hoe. This is something that's run every year, isn't it?
Mm. Yeah, we had a winter birding day. So we had our swallow birding stand in the centre at Fingering Hoe, and obviously the Essex Birdwatching Society were hit there, and the Wildlife Trust kindly hosted us, and just a really really nice day. Loads of people turned up.
Yep. Again, this is a selection of the people from the morning walk. So there are two walks, aren't there, on these events?
Yeah, we tend to do their free walks to join. So we tend to do a walk at like 10:30 in the morning and then 1:30 in the afternoon. And we had the expert help from John Norgate. Mark Nowers from the RSPB joined us as well to help
Yep.
point the birds out, which was excellent. And obviously Jerry Johnson, the society chair, there with his red cap on the left.
Over there on the left. Yep, there you go. Good
Was
old Jerry.
just keeping an eye on us all.
Yeah. And that was again another cracking day. We had views of quite a lot of the waders down at Margaret's High, didn't we? So this
Yep.
is just a couple of knot that came in relatively close in their grey winter plumage. Kind of matches the grey water there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's nice.
At lunchtime, Jerry and I actually snuck off, didn't we? We got a tip off.
Yeah, it
Um, and I think it was Alan. Can't remember Alan's surname.
was Alan Emerson.
That's it, Alan Emerson. And he said he'd seen a white-fronted goose on the approach road on the pits. So while everyone was busy tucking into a sandwich and a cup of coffee, Jerry and I jumped into my car and we bombed around the corner. Couldn't see it to start with,
Okay.
and then it kind of swam out from the reeds at the side. So yeah, both really pleased to see that. Um, and then these are some pics that you've sent through. So this looks like lapwing.
I think
Is
it was
lapwing?
Brent geese. Brent
Oh, they're
geese.
Brent geese. Like, oh, whoops. Okay, Brent geese. That's a good
Sorry,
eye.
don't worry. No, they were a long way away, but there was a massive flock over the Alresford side of the river. Massive flock. Don't worry, Matt. No one will know. Don't worry.
So beef. I mean, there was loads then, wasn't there? We over 1,000, well
Oh,
over 1,000,
easy.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Really good.
Okay, this is nice. The flock of Brent geese.
They're lapwings, aren't
No, nice dunlin with some avocet in the back. My computer's just slowing up a bit. Hold on.
they? Okay, I thought that was me. And
And
then
there we
this
go.
is,
Oh, these were gorgeous, actually. These were one of the highlights, weren't they?
yeah, we had fabulous views of golden plovers just right in front of the hide with ring plovers, and then there's a couple of grey plovers right in the background with an oyster catcher and a couple of
Yep,
herring gulls.
fabulous. And a
But
little dunlin there as well. Yeah.
the tide was just coming in really nicely, so the whole group, everyone who came on the walk had brilliant views of the waders.
Yeah, and to be fair, you can't really, it's difficult to capture how nice looking golden plover are on a photograph, isn't it?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
when you get a bit of light come on them and they're moving, they really do sparkle. They're lovely. So yeah. Right, so that was the events that we've had. There was an online talk as well. So the online talk, if I can just get our page up, if you bear
Okay.
with me just a second. Go on.
So just quickly, Tim Davis he started an Essex list for the first time, and he's on 101. Um,
Fantastic.
he's just headed up north, but the last bird he saw in Essex was a firecrest, and today he's been watching a dipper
Oh,
um,
lovely.
at Loch Rannoch up in the Highlands.
Lovely, lovely.
Well, I bet it's chilly up there today.
I bet it is. Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit chilly the last couple of days down here. So yeah, up there. Definitely so. But for our YouTube channel, so what we do on our YouTube channel, let me have a look on here. People may be familiar with that. Obviously, we've got the recently added stuff on here, and you'll see that the most recently added either these shows or photographic things or the online talks. And the online talk that we had this month was Northern Peru, and this was given by Rob Williams, who's given a talk with us before. Very, very good talker or speaker. And if you just go onto YouTube, search for Essex Birdwatching Society, or you can just type in at EBwS, comes up with this homepage. And if you haven't seen the talk, click here. It's just over an hour long and it's well worth watching. Some fabulous photography and some really good birds information there. So please have a look at that if you haven't already.
We've got back on that our YouTube page. We've got all our past virtual talks. We've got site guides. I don't know if
Yes,
everyone is aware of that, but we've got site guides to Abberton. Oh, in fact, Matt's going to load it back up again. Yeah,
there we
we've
go.
got site. We've got Big County Birdwatch highlights from the last year, and yeah, as you'll see, lots of different subsections. So there's photography competition, and we've got our birdwatching site guides. So we did Holland Haven, Abberton, the Stour Estuary, and Rainham Marshes, and also we've got a few ID guides and stuff on here as well.
So
Um,
yeah, anyone that hasn't looked at those, it's all on the homepage. Just scroll down, choose what you want to watch, or you can click play all for the entire playlist if you've got a spare couple of days and you can play everything. But there's
Absolutely.
there's lots of stuff on there to get involved with, definitely. So please have a look if you can. Right. We've got some stuff coming up, haven't we?
You have. Yep.
You have.
Again, we've got, so we're February tomorrow. So yeah, we've got quite a busy February, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, we've got an indoor meeting. So this first indoor meeting of the year. We've got a coach trip. So if we just bring up some pages here, hopefully, hold on, here we go. So the next indoor meeting, and this is something that everyone's welcome to attend. If you go onto our website, ebws.org.uk, hover over events, and then you choose monthly meetings just here. It tells you a little bit about the venue, how to get there, where you can park. It costs £3 if you're a member, £4 if you're a non-member. And the meetings start at 8 o'clock, but you can get there from 7:30 and have a look at the bits and bobs and have a chat and so forth. This month's meeting, I'll leave that with you, Steve. Top one there.
Yeah, so another really good speaker, Chris Collins. So he's taking us to birds of the Russian Far East. So a little bit crossing over with what Graham's talk is down for Southend. Things like Steller sea eagles. But yeah, it's going to be a really good talk. Obviously covering some great species. I'm just trying to read around the back of the screen
Oh,
here.
sorry. Yes, you
Tufted
got.
and horned puffins. Yeah, and also he's going to talk about his involvement in a project to reintroduce spoonbill sandpiper.
Mm,
And it's actually in collaboration with Slimbridge WWT, which we'll talk about a bit later. But
please,
yeah,
certainly.
really good talk. And it's a week today.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So next Friday, we're going to be sending out some advertising on that over the weekend.
Yep,
But yeah, just turn up. You don't have to book. You can just come along.
yep,
What you do have to book for, however, is our field trips. And again, you can see all
yes.
our field trips under events and field trips. A bit of information about them at the top. £25 per person for a coach trip. The self-drive trips, which it will say if they're self-drive. I think there's one down here, Minsmere self-drive there. But the next four are all by coach. They are all fully booked at the moment. Um, but if you contact Jerry, you can be put on a waiting list. And if there are any cancellations running up to the field trip, then he
Yep.
will contact you and I'll give you the opportunity to take part. So the one for February is actually next Sunday on the 9th. And we're going up to the RSPB Reserve at Titchwell Marshes up in Norfolk. And it's cracking up there, isn't it? Lovely.
It's really good. Again, winter time is a brilliant brilliant time to go. And it's quite a small reserve, but it's packed full of birds. So
Mm.
you've got the sea, you've got the fresh marsh, you've got the woodland, yeah, reed beds, pools, yeah, brilliant place.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's still all the facilities are up there, aren't they? I think at Titchwell.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
There's toilets, there's cafe, nice little shop as well, selling optics and various bits and bobs. So yeah,
Absolutely.
looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's going to be a really good day. If you do want to come and you can't get onto the coach, there's you're absolutely welcome if you wish to self-drive up there. It's only a couple of hours or so from North Essex, and meet us there, and you can join the group. So yeah, please feel that you don't have to come on a coach. If it's full, you can come by your own steam if you wish to and join in still. Okay.
And for those people that are coming next week, it's a 7 o'clock start from
Yes.
Chelmsford. Coach trips they normally 7:30, but it's a 7 o'clock because it's Norfolk from Chelmsford, a little bit of a way, and we always have a comfort stop on the way. Um, and I say, if you want to register your name, Jerry's details are on the website
Yep.
or on your fixture card if you're a member.
Absolutely. And the final thing coming up, this is just a very quick preview. This is on the 23rd of March. And this is for younger birders. So this is going to be for people, let me just scroll up all the information there. For people aged 12 to 18. And this is in conjunction with the BTO. And Reese from the BTO, their youth representative for Essex, is going to be joining myself, Paul Everett, and there's possibly going to be one or two other EBS members there as well. And we're going to be holding a session running from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. A little bit of an indoor session to start with, and then going out onto the reserve to try and find some birds. And it's going to be focusing on basic duck and gull ID. So just the basics for kind of beginners or younger birders from the age of 12 to 18. So if you know anyone who's between the ages of 12 and 18, or if you're watching and you're between the age of 12 and 18 and would like to come along, you can go onto the BTO website. All the information is on there. And there's possibly going to be one or two other EBS members there as well. And we're going to be holding a session running from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. A little bit of an indoor session to start with, and then going out onto the reserve to try and find some birds. And it's going to be focusing on basic duck and gull ID. So just the basics for kind of beginners or younger birders from the age of 12 to 18. So if you know anyone who's between the ages of 12 and 18 and would like to come along, you can go onto the BTO website. All the information is on there. and we'll be getting the info onto our website and on our mailing list very soon. So you'll get an email if you're on the mailing list about this over the next week or so.
And it's a
Something else to
free,
get involved with.
it's a free event as well. So really,
Absolutely.
and yeah, and like I say, Reese is a top guy. So yeah, sounds sounds like a good day. Wish I was 12
Definitely.
again.
Well, yeah, I mean, Reese is going to be leading the day. We're just there to help him. So
Yep,
it's Reese's gig, and hopefully we'll find some good birds and give a little bit of info and knowledge to some younger birders, which will be nice.
absolutely.
And then the very final thing before we bring in our special guest, um, we have still got the winter bird photography competition is open. And if you haven't entered it yet, we have had some entries so far, but I know normally people do wait till nearer the end just to see if they snap any good pictures in the last week or so. Um, but here's how you can enter. All the details are on our website. Um, you can enter until next Sunday, fun enough. So the 9th of February and the photographs have got to be wild bird related, taken in Essex between the 11th of November and the 9th of Feb. Maximum of 3 per person, and you email them into ebwsphotos@gmail.com. We always say the bit at the bottom, don't we?
Yeah, very much. The bird's welfare is comes first. You
Yeah,
know, I know we all like to try and get close for our photographs, but especially I mean, it's especially at this time of year, but all the time, you know, just be careful, not
yeah,
flushing
definitely.
things or not getting too close to disturb birds.
Yeah, don't trespass, don't run towards things, don't get too close to things. Just use
Yep.
your lens and not your legs. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Right.
You heard it from Turner.
Or else.
We'll send the boys round.
So anything on the emails and
Um,
feedback and bits and bobs?
so yeah, Nick Lay said yeah he got his eyes on the peregrine at Rainham a couple of days ago, and
Oh,
basically yeah, there's lots of good numbers of avocet, sandling, black-tailed godwit, grey plover on the flood and ebb tide at East Tilbury. He said he can't give exact numbers because he's hopeless at counting. Join the club, Nick.
mm,
But he reckons about 3,000 avocets,
wow.
which is yeah. I mean certainly Tilbury in the winter. I remember Steve Swinney saying a few years ago that it was an amazing place for avocets in the winter.
Mm.
So still sounds good. Mike O'Hanlon's just joined us. So good evening, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
And yeah, and a few people received their copy of Essex Birding today, which we'll talk about in a little while.
Mm,
And I think that's it. Unless I
right.
might have missed someone off maybe, but no, we'll go
I'm
for it.
gonna
I think that's all good.
I'm gonna bring in our guest while you're double checking. Here we go, because it's taken a
No, we're
few.
all good. All good.
Good, good, good. So we're bringing in
Tim Hayward,
Tim Hayward.
who's on mute.
Hey.
Oh, you're on mute.
Oh, you're on mute, Tim.
Oh, schoolboy error. Schoolboy error.
Should
Hang
we try
on.
again? We're bringing in Tim Hayward.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Hello. How you
good
doing?
evening. Hey,
I'm fine, thank you. Yes, you're making me a bit nervous with the big build up about your special guest, but hey ho. And
Oh,
if you're
brilliant.
looking for Siskins, Matt, you said earlier at Siskins,
Yes.
be behind Marks Hall Woods at Coggeshall. The
Okay.
woods behind Marks Hall. There's an area up there that's always pretty much guaranteed this time of year for Siskins.
Oh, lovely. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I
we'll be up there.
might well go
We'll
and
be
have a
up
look.
there tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I'm off now. See you later. Um, right. Okay. So for those watching who don't know who you are, Tim, if you just briefly explain who you are and what you do for the society.
Well, I've got more involved in the records side of the society, starting while I was working with Mick Tracy for last sort of year and a half, 2 years, and then sadly, of course, he died last autumn. Since then, I've got more involved in the whole process of compiling the county records, and also more recently working very much with Neil Sumner and Andrew Duckett on looking at the whole process of how we do it. And Andrew's putting together some very clever software to help us in the process and help the compiling and processing of all the records.
Hmm. That's the thing when there's so many people behind the scenes involved with the recording side, isn't it? Starting obviously with the people that actually submit their records and then working their way through lots of people doing lots of hard work and very clever work, I'd like to say, behind the scenes to produce the bird report and to get all the information out there. So I've got a question for you. I'm going to go bird watching tomorrow, let's say. I'm not really, I've
Yep.
got to go to work, but if I did, and I made a few records and saw, say, 30 or 40 species, and it was all kind of the stuff I saw last week.
Yeah.
Why is it important for me to submit those records?
That's a good question, and a number of people do ask that from time to time. There's a short answer and there's a long answer. The short answer is that it generates huge amounts of information and huge amounts of data from all of the members and all of the people who contribute. It's a lot of data that comes together and is of interest and great value to a whole range of different people. The longer answer, it's probably easiest if I talk or sort of describe. I'll talk through the whole process, and I'll say something about all the different sources of where the data comes from, what we do with it, and then where it goes to, and who gets different bits of it. So we get data from we can get downloads from BirdTrack and from eBird for each year, and I've just done a big download from both of those. We get some people who write their own spreadsheets and send their spreadsheets in. Some of them are quite short, some of them are quite long. They prefer to do it that way, so they send their spreadsheets directly to us. And then, of course, there's our own website. And people can log the sightings on the website as well. We also have an arrangement with the London Natural History Society because we have a geographical overlap with them. Their area of interest is everywhere that's within 20 miles of St Paul's Cathedral. So for us, that's sort of the area roughly within inside the M25. We have an overlap there. So London members who see things within that area, they send us the data, and we do the same for data that comes to us, but is in that patch as well. So we swap with them. So yeah, data comes from a whole number of different directions. And whichever direction it comes from, we can then also, we've just recently, within the last few months, discovered that BirdTrack is making huge developments in what they do and the system that they're putting together. And we can now do a bulk upload into BirdTrack of everything we've got, which is not already in BirdTrack. So what to do this year, for the first year, we haven't done this before, but all the eBird data we get, all the stuff that comes directly to us, and the stuff that comes off of the website, we can then process that because it all comes in different formats and everybody's got different structures to the way that they do it. So part of the clever system that Andrew Duckett's putting together is massaging all of that to get it in a standard sort of format. And then we can upload that into BirdTrack. So everything you do will get its way into BirdTrack and get to BTO one way or another.
Good.
Fantastic. That's really
so
good.
some people I know are particularly keen and have put their data in two different directions, on either on our website and on eBird, or on our website and BirdTrack. You don't actually need to do that. We will get it all if on any one of those, and all of that will end up with the BTO at BirdTrack.
Okay.
I was going to show, or maybe Matt, maybe you could put it up on the if you just show the records page on our website.
Okay, yeah, we'll do. Hold on, let me just get into it. While I'm doing this, actually, I was just going to say, because obviously our website, there is an option. Is this what you were going to say about the duplicate sightings, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
exactly.
All right. Lovely. I'll let you do it then. So this is obviously the standard records page. You want me to go to actually as if I was going to submit some sightings, yeah?
I was just going to point out that actually part of the value of our website and what makes our website unique is that you can get day-to-day, literally up-to-date information. And looking at that page there, you can see there's today's information there. So if you're wanting to know, look at particular sites, particular locations, and what's being seen where, on our website, you get detailed, up-to-date information on that. And species come up in different colours there. So the pale-bellied brent that's a scarce bird for Essex, so that comes up. That's highlighted. If you scroll down a bit, you might see the shrike somewhere. Nobody's put it up recently, but that there it is.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, there you go.
The great shrike. There's a good example. That's actually one of the Essex rarities, so that comes up in blue.
Canvas back there, Tim, as well, in green.
Well, that comes up in green because it's not only an Essex rarity, it's a national rarity.
Yep.
So for the Essex rarities, when you see something, and you will get that if you log it on our website, or also if you log it on BTO for an Essex rarity, you'll get a little message that comes up prompting you to submit a description and to write a description that can then go to our ID panel for them to review. But the canvasback in green, like things such as the Wilson's phalarope that we had last year and the black-shouldered black-winged kite, they're national rarities. So for those, you should be submitting a description to the BBRC, the British. No, sorry, the what do they call themselves? The Birds Breeding. Sorry, the BBRC, the British Birds Rarities Committee. I'm getting my acronyms muddled up now. So that goes to the British Birds Rarities Committee. You know, they make a decision on that, and then we follow whatever their decision is. Yeah. So you can on that list, but also Matt, on that list, maybe you can go to the map.
Oh, hang on.
Scroll back up.
Sorry.
Scroll back up to the top. It's just demonstrating that there's on the,
the county map. You mean? Do you mean the county map?
No, where it says reports. Come down a bit.
Okay, here.
There you go. So we can see places. Yeah, well, that's demonstrating. So there's a lot of useful information, and it's really up to date. So that is something that you'll get from putting stuff on our website. The sort of service to fellow birders around the country, around the county, can see what's on a day-to-day basis.
And I think this is really good as well. If someone's just sort of starting out or just visiting the county, and they want to see, a quick glance, as you say, of the rarer stuff that's around, the stuff that's, maybe worth making a trip to try and find. You think, oh, there's a load of purple there, let's go there, or there's a whole bunch of stuff over here, let's head over this way. It's a really, and I think it's quite unique. The other platforms have got kind of similar things, but I don't think they're really specifically focusing on Essex like we do. So yeah, I think it's definitely very useful. Now we were going to look at the duplicate thing, weren't we? So I'll just pop in.
Tricky without actually putting a sighting in, but anyway, just to point out to people that if you do, when you do log your data onto our website, if you're also putting it on BirdTrack and eBird or wherever, there is a button at the end of this process that asks you if this is a duplicate, if you're putting it somewhere else. The reason for asking you to do that is it helps us then separate out, because we have a risk there. If you're putting it on our website and it's going on to BirdTrack, we might actually duplicate the record. So it helps us in processing if you're flagging up that you're actually putting it somewhere else as well.
Yeah. So I mean, what you can do, obviously, you put your date in, your start time and stop time, where you recorded from. You can pop a grid reference in, can't you? But most of the places are now kind of most of the more popular places are preloaded in here, aren't they? So if you start typing
or if you click on the little logo to the left there, the little cross thing, you get a map. So you can actually choose your site. You can go to the map and it'll give you the grid reference.
Yeah. And as you can see, there's lots and lots of grid references on here. But if you're birding somewhere that hasn't been covered by a grid reference, you can put the grid reference in here. And I think you can call it a name as well, can't you? You can pop your own name in for it, if I remember correctly.
The key thing for us from the records point of view is the grid reference. That's the one to make sure you've got right.
Yeah.
And then you just start typing in what you've seen. So let's just say there were 10 tufted duck, and there was a great crested grebe. Oops, not a great crested grebe. Hold on. Here we go. So we're going to say great crested grebe. You just start typing, click the species, pop your count in here. So 3 of those. Then we're going to go down to the bottom.
When you go all the way through, if you go next, and then
I think
you'll get
a
page down the bottom there. There we go. So there's a button. That's the one. So if you click that, so it is a duplicate. So that tells us, and it helps us in the data processing bit that it has gone in somewhere else, so we can manage it appropriately.
Absolutely. So what this means is, I think for people that that use BirdTrack or eBird because they're bird all over the place,
Yep.
you still use that platform to keep your records in one place. We still get that data, but then if you want to let people in Essex know maybe the key species or everything that you've
Yep.
seen at
Yep.
an Essex site, you can put it in, click the yes down the
Yep.
bottom there, and that means that there's less work for us to do, isn't there?
Yeah.
It simplifies the process, because last year, the 2020, sorry, I want to say last year, the last year that we processed, which was 2023, we actually had a spreadsheet of 384,000 lines of data.
Wow. Wow. That's phenomenal.
So
That is.
there's a lot of information there. So you can imagine that when it all comes in different formats and there's duplicates and stuff, there's a bit of work required to sort all of that out. So it does help us if you've clicked that button, please.
Okay.
The other plea, while we're on the sort of data entry conversation, is on the rarities. So if you do see a rarity, something that is on the Essex rarities listing, if you're not sure what they are, then you'll find that on the bird list, which is also the Essex bird list, which is also on our website. Then you will be prompted, or please submit a description and hopefully a photo as well.
Yeah.
And that then goes to the rarities panel, which is managed by Simon Wood, and they just review it. Now, some things are pretty obvious. If you've seen a hoopoe, you've probably seen a hoopoe. I don't imagine you'd confuse it with something else. But if it's one of the tricky warblers or whatever, it might need an expert view to be confident that it's So when you go through the things in bright blue, so the American widgeon, you can see green-winged teal, they would want they'll need a description. And there's an online system now for submitting that comes straight through to us. So it's very, very simple to do. It's really easy to use. Andrew Duckett's recently put that facility in place for us, which really makes life easier and hopefully takes away excuses for not doing it, which means that hopefully people will do it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, and also most people carry a camera nowadays.
Yep.
So you can get a record shot, which that would help, brief description and some photographs. Simple.
Yep. It doesn't have to be an award-winning photograph, just a photograph to support your sighting. Everything is really helpful, definitely. So, okay, so I've been out, I've recorded my sightings on eBird. I've entered the key stuff on the Essex Birdwatching Society, so anyone that looks at that is up to date. I've hit the duplicate button at the bottom and I've sent them in. You guys then kind of receive them and process them. What happens to the records then? Where do they kind of go and how are they used?
A new step this year is we're going to sift out the stuff that's not already on eBirdTrack, and we're going to do a bulk upload onto BirdTrack, so they get everything. But then the records, that massive spreadsheet of 384,000 lines of data, that then gets cut up for that is what all contributes ultimately to this. And to the writing of that. So all of the authors that are managed by Neil Sumner, and the phenomenal job he does in managing, I think he's got 23 different authors that take different sections. So there'll be a section of the falcons, somebody will look at all the falcon data for the falcons and they'll write the piece in here for them. Somebody will look at the terns, somebody will look at the finches or whatever. It's all cut up. So they work away and do that, and they write all the text and put all the information together that goes into this fabulous document. But then so where does that then go? Who gets that? Well, every member gets a copy of that automatically, because we are the recognized body for the recording of ornithological information and records for the county. We're then obliged to share that with the British Library. We also send it to the National Libraries of Wales and Scotland, with the Bodleian Library, and we share it also with more recently with local universities. So University of East Anglia, Anglia Ruskin University, Essex University, they get copies. We also send copies to the Essex Record Office in Chelmsford. And a suggestion from Jerry recently, and something we haven't done before, but we will do, is share it also with our neighbouring counties. So Cambridgeshire and Kent and whatever, we'll share copies with them. So that's where that goes, and all the information in that. But then there are others who are interested in this stuff as well. So, as I said earlier on, we've got this geographical overlap with the London Natural History Society. So we slice off the data that's in their geography, and we send that to them as well. We send information to the British Birds Rarities Committee, and we have some conversation backwards and forwards with them sometimes when they've heard about something or they haven't got sufficient data or sufficient evidence. They might come to us and say, well, what have we got anything to back it up? And then there's also something else, which is the Rare Birds Breeding Panel, and we do a big spreadsheet report for them. And what they're interested in is anything, breeding records of any species which has less than 2,000 breeding pairs in the country.
Okay.
So, and that's about, I think, that's a good couple of hundred species that could potentially be Essex. So when you are looking at, in the middle of, in May or whatever, and you're looking at a field full of avocets or whatever, noting, putting in the breeding codes, and you'll find those on BirdTrack and eBird, is really, really useful. And the number of birds you can see sitting on nests and that sort of thing is highly valuable, because that can then go to the Rare Birds Breeding Panel.
Yep.
And they're interested in that. And then the last one, but probably the most significant one, is that everything that we have gets shared with the Essex Records Partnership.
Yep.
And that is a partnership of all the different natural history interest groups throughout the county that all come together. So that includes, the bat people and the amphibians and the lepidopterists and the botanists and everybody all put all of their data together within the Records Partnership, which is managed by the Essex Field Club based at Wat Tyler.
Yep.
So there is one central place within the county for all of this natural history records and data. And the big value of that is that environmental consultants and people, when they're looking to do environmental impact assessments or wanting to understand what species and what have you might be in particular areas, they go to the Essex Record Partnership and they can get all the information from them. So that feeds into the whole, planning and development processes, and people can see what's in particular areas and what may be sensitive. So that's hugely valuable to that whole area. So, there's lots of different people who are interested in this information for all sorts of different reasons at all sorts of different levels, whether it's academics at one end or whether it's town planners at the other end. And then we also get all sorts of odd questions. In the last couple of months, I've been asked things like, somebody was wanting to write an article on Russian common terns. So that's the Russian race. Sorry, not common terns, common gulls, Russian common gulls.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What records did we have of Russian common gull?
Wow.
Very, very little, not surprising. But anyway, I could share with him what we did have. And I also got asked recently, actually it was Mark Nowes from RSPB, who asked me, what records do we have of large counts of linnets? There's a farm that, and some of you, I know you guys are aware of, Bollington farm in Bocking, just north of Braintree, where there was recently a count of 3,600 linnets. Phenomenal number. So Mark said, how does that stand in terms of the records in Essex? And so we've been able to look back, and it's way beyond anything that's been recorded before. Over the years, from time to time, there have been records of 1,000 and 1,500, very occasionally up to 2,000. But so that number, and also the geography, most of what's been seen before is around the coast. And somebody else approached us. I couldn't do anything about that one, but somebody else said, what records do we have of birds at any bird records for Abberton in the 1950s and 60s? Well, couldn't answer that one at the moment. Hopefully, once Sandra's wonderful system is up and running and we can take our old, all our paper data that's still on paper, we can get that uploaded. We could even be able to answer questions like that.
Wow.
So
Brilliant.
there's random questions that come up, all sorts of different people interested for different reasons, but we can't do that if the information is not being fed into the system at the front end. So
absolutely. It all starts with people like us like
Yep.
you guys
Absolutely.
watching out there,
Yep.
going out
Yeah.
with your binoculars and your pen and paper or your phone and your app, however you want to do it, and then getting that information to us. So it is so
Yeah.
important. But very briefly, coming back to the farm at Bovington, to be fair, with the linnets, that information, it could be right. This has worked. So that what they're doing over there to manage their land for wildlife, this
Yep.
is absolutely hard proof that it works. So anyone
Yep.
else interested in doing it or wanting to be encouraged to do it, you can say, here's the evidence. It's a
Mm.
record count of linnet in the county. It's incredible work. Incredible. Yeah.
Yep.
And let's not forget, this is what the society was created for in the first place. When the
Yep.
society was created in 1949, it was to be for the home of record keeping.
Yes.
So it's right at the heart of what we do and why we exist.
100%. Excellent. Are there any questions for Tim in the chat?
Let's have a look, Matt.
I don't know.
No.
Well,
Scott,
that means you covered it all, to be
Covered
fair.
it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I say I've been recording birds within the society or within the county for, I don't know, 30 years or something like that. And yeah, you're right. It's so important. What this all your information is valuable.
Mm.
It's just and like you say, when you look at the bird report, we know what's involved, what goes into it, but when you break it down like that, Tim, it just open up the eyes for everyone else. So
Absolutely.
well done for doing that.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing at the moment that, there's so much talk about nature is in decline, species are in decline, turtle doves, nightingales, and there's work being done, particularly with turtle doves is a great example. Mark and the whole team behind the turtle dove recovery in the UK and further afield are doing lots of work. But we only know that those species are in decline because of the data.
Absolutely.
Otherwise we'd just be going, when did you last see a turtle dove? Don't know.
Yep.
Okay.
This is,
Yeah.
this is essential stuff that feeds into what the BTO does.
Yep.
And so their trend analysis is based on this massive bulk data, which comes from individuals putting in lots and lots of information. So then being able to see what's happening to chaffinches, over recent
Absolutely.
years, they will be
Yeah.
seeing that, and they will be able to, the declines and rises of different, even the common everyday species, whether that's what's happening to chaffinches or house sparrows or whatever. It's not all about goshawks and peregrines and the big spectacular stuff.
And I guess it's trying to nip it in the bud before it becomes, a huge problem. You might be able to see that early pattern happening and do something about it earlier. Yeah, yeah.
Just out of curiosity, Mark Nowers is watching tonight. He said regarding the linnets at Bovington Farm, the head of agricultural advice for the RSPB had never heard of a flock that size.
Wow.
So that is pretty
Wow.
impressive. And Colin Underhill said that was fascinating, Tim. For those not watching, an article, he said maybe an article explaining that maybe in Essex birding would be very useful.
Yeah, thanks, Colin. It was actually, as I was thinking about what the conversation this evening, I was thinking maybe I should write an article for this, and then I can share with you all this lovely diagram that I've done.
Oh,
well, we like a diagram.
Process.
I love a flow chart. Fantastic.
Showing my science and engineering background, that I love to do things like that.
Yeah, lots of graphs and pie charts and stuff, please. That'd be wonderful.
Good. Mark's just said the fine old adage: the bluntest pencil is better than the sharpest mind.
Oh, I like that.
Good.
Right. What does he? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then David,
can you let us know what you're drinking, please, Mark?
yeah, he's free on that hard stuff again from his local pub.
Oh, I'm ridiculous.
And then David got said, hats off to everyone involved with the records and how they're used. Keep recording your sightings, everyone.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thank you very much, Tim. I mean, you're doing some superb work, it's obviously you and the rest of the team. Andrew, Neil, and all the guys, all the sub editors, and everyone that collates all the information, and obviously everyone out there that does actually submit their records. Thank Thank you so much. Please keep doing it. And it gives you another excuse to get out birding as if you need one. So go and do some birding and submit some more records, please.
Yeah, put it on our website. Let's see what you go out tomorrow, go out any days, enter it on our website so you can see what's happening.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much, Tim. Thanks for coming on, and we'll see you soon, mate.
Disappear and go back the other side of the screen now, shall I?
You can have a glass of wine now, mate.
Okay, let me just.
Cheers.
Well done.
Cheers. Take care, mate. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye.
See Tim. Oh, that's brilliant. That is really, yeah. I mean, Tim's just nailed that completely.
Yep.
You know, recording is so important. I mean, I used to have paper notebooks, and I used to photocopy them and send them to the recorder. Then obviously we went onto spreadsheets, and now it's so easy. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on the computer. Paper if you want to do it.
Exactly.
I mean, obviously we prefer it electronic wise because it just makes life a lot easy for the recording team. But yeah, really amazing stuff.
But it's really good to know as well. I mean, I do use eBird regularly, and I must admit, I do feel guilty sometimes that I haven't put the sightings onto our website. You know, if I popped them into eBird and just don't get time, so we get all that data. But what I try and do is I try and do what I mentioned earlier, put all my stuff on eBird, and then the key stuff, pop it onto EBwS so that people can see what's around, which is good.
Same as me, Matt. I do exactly the same as you. You know.
Good. Right, membership. So very quickly, people can become members, and obviously as part of their membership, they do get, as we've been saying, a copy of the Essex Bird Report, which is absolutely wonderful and full of all that data that Tim was just talking about. Lots of lovely, interesting charts and graphs and pictures and so forth. They get 2 copies of this, don't they?
They do.
And this just came today.
A new one.
I know.
Smell it. Oh, it smells amazing.
And I have a public apology to make.
Have you?
I have. If you turn to page 14, Steve.
Okay.
Right.
14.
Okay. Yeah. So you've got 2 pictures of birds there. The top one is a lovely picture of red-breasted gander, and the bottom one is a kingfisher. And they both say they were taken by me, and they weren't. So the top one was actually taken by you, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Do you know what? Bizarrely, it's the first page I opened up in the Essex Birding when it came, and I looked at it and I went, "Oh yeah, nice, Matt Turner." It's fine.
And the funny thing is, I do the proofread, I do the final proof. Greg does a lot of it, but I do the final proofreading for this. And obviously, I've missed that, so I'm so sorry, mate. It's your picture.
Fine.
I promise.
Fine.
I know you're going to get me back somehow, but
No, not at all. Not at all. No, I mean, Greg. I mean, you know, Greg has done an amazing job putting this together.
It's brilliant.
And well done to you for proofreading it as well, because that's like a big job in itself.
Well, yeah, but it's Greg. I mean, Greg does all of this, and Karen up at Swallowtail, they do the publishing, and Karen does all the layout for it. It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Photo competition.
So obviously, yeah, people that enter our photo competitions. I mean, these are the 2 last couple of winning seasons. But yeah, so your photographs that go into the competition get used in this as well. So
they do, yeah. I mean, so if you enter a photograph, even if you don't win or get into the final, yeah, your advert. But even if you don't sort of win or get into a final, the photographs are used in here. So towards the back of the report, there's lots of photos in here that were entered into the competition and get into this publication. And one of them I wanted to try and find. I think it's near the beginning somewhere, actually. For anyone that hasn't seen this yet, I'm sorry if I'm spoiling anything, but first of all, this one, because that was one of your favourites, wasn't it, from a competition?
Oh, I love that picture. Yeah.
Wonderful picture of pheasant. And then I like this one a lot, and I think that as a backdrop to an article, that looks stunning.
Yeah.
That's a picture of an osprey taken by Jackie Everett, which was really, really good. And the pheasant was taken by Ian Dale. So, yeah. Really good way to get your pictures in here. So please keep entering the competition, and well done, Greg. We do merchandise as well. We do this every month, don't we? So we do umbrellas, woohoo, with Essex Birdwatching Society on. We do caps, notebooks, T-shirts in a variety of lovely colours and stuff.
Shopping bags.
Shopping bag, blue T-shirt. We've got badges. Not badges, badges.
And we've got some new badges still to come.
We have. That's blurry. Why is my camera not focusing? Oh, well, not to worry. But it's a lovely badge. And we've got some new badges coming. Yes, they're going to be round, which is going to be very exciting. Looking forward to that. So all of that stuff's on our website. If you do want to become a member of EBS, it just costs £16 for a year for an adult, and I think it's still just £4 for a junior for if you're under 18. And you get all that stuff, which is, the two Essex birdings, the report alone. If you were to buy those separately, it's £22. You get a badge, you get a car sticker, and you get to obviously take part in all the stuff that we do. We've been asked by our membership secretary, the wonderful Pete Dwyer, who does loads of hard work behind the scenes. So well done, Pete. Thank you. He has asked us to remind people that your subscriptions for 2025, if you haven't already renewed, please can you get in touch with him and renew your subscription if you wish to. He's wanting to thank everyone that set up a standing order, because it does make it much easier for you guys to remember to renew, because it just goes out automatically, and it makes it easier for him to collate everything as well. So if you can do that, we would really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Right, should we have a mindful moment?
Please whip through the couple of comments, please.
Go for it, of course.
So, actually, Mark's sober, apparently.
Wow.
So, anyway,
Okay.
just by the side. So we've got Kieran Barrera's watching tonight. Recently watched the local female peregrine end the life of a sparrowhawk. Ooh.
Great.
I mean, that was pretty cool to see. Not for the sparrowhawk, obviously.
No, not if you're a sparrowhawk, no.
And then Colin Barney's asked, it was a question to Tim, actually, but Mark Nowers has answered it. He said, do you think we should record non-bird species on these things as well? And Mark's just said that on the Bird Track app, you can record mammals, butterflies, dragonflies, and orchids, things like that, on your bird lists, which is really good. Mark added bullfinch to his office list today.
Oh, brilliant.
He had a beautiful male 5 meters from the door, and he put it straight on the Bird Track app. So that is how simple it is, how quick it can be to record your birds. And then Richard Chu, he said he writes the rails to grebe section for the bird report. And he's a small cog in the big wheel, but people like Richard do amazing job sub-editing the report.
Definitely. Really appreciate it. Right.
And then quickly, because it's very important. At least three people have mentioned the smell of the Essex birding.
It does smell nice, actually.
It does. Richard Chu said you could get high on it.
I always do the sniff test, and it's particularly nice smelling.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is,
Tony Pritchard said, "Smell-o-vision at last."
It's lovely.
Love it.
Maybe
I love print.
we can all do it together. So all of us around the county are simultaneously ingesting the wonderfulness of the latest issue of Essex Birding. Right. On that moment, shall we do a mindful moment?
Yeah, let's go mindful moment. And we'll sorry.
Can you see
that aroma? Oh, I recognise that.
Oh, yeah. So this will come up a bit later on, but yesterday, Steve and I and Mark Nowers and John Ward, well, actually the last couple of days, really, we had a wonderful trip down to Slimbridge. And this is a video that John has somehow, I think he must have a time machine. He must have paused time to do this.
I mean, this was yesterday morning.
Yeah. This would have taken me probably like 3 months to do, and he's just whipped it up quickly and sent it in to us the next day. So this is a short video from John of our little trip yesterday, I guess. Right, let's have a look.
Okay, I'm excited.
Yep, I'll see you in a minute.
See you in a minute. Wow.
That was superb.
And I was like, he was with us all day, and it's like,
I was just going to say that I didn't see him. I think he's got. I reckon he's a twin. I
yeah,
reckon
or
there's
robot,
yeah,
AI,
robot.
AI,
Yeah,
mate. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I didn't see him doing any of that. He was just walking
Nor
around
did I.
talking all day. Yeah.
Nor did I.
Even on the way back, Mark said to him, "Did you take much video today, John?" And he went, "Yeah, I did a little bit."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. A little bit.
You know what?
Oh man.
Quite happy if a bird's in flight. I'm quite happy if I can get it in a photograph. He's like tracked it and videoed it. Yeah, fantastic.
Wow.
Brilliant
Wow.
work.
I've not even looked at my pictures yet.
Yeah, but you have been busy.
Yeah, true. But
Right.
yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have a quick break. We're running a little bit behind as always.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a very quick break and then we'll be back in the second half. Now, this break is gonna be a bit of a surprise for Steve.
Oh no. What are you gonna do?
Are you ready?
I don't know really. It's not about worry about me. It's is everyone else ready?
Hang on, here we go. Okay, can you see a blank screen?
Yeah. Go on.
Okay, I'm gonna mute my camera and mute my audio. But I'd just like you to keep yours on for about 30 seconds if you don't mind, just so I can see your reaction. All right?
Go
See you in a
on
minute.
then. See you in a minute. Oh, oh my word. Oh my days. Oh, do you know what? I never saw that coming. So for those who are watching, that lapwing noise is I cannot stand the noise lapwings make. Which I don't. Yeah, it just irritates me a little bit. Which I know is
Oh,
terrible. And but thanks, Matt.
that's so funny.
I thought there was going to be a Medgull theme happening, but obviously not. So
Well, maybe next month. Maybe next
oh,
month.
I can't wait. That was brilliant. No, that was brilliant. I wasn't expecting that at all. So
It's quite funny.
loads of people in the chat saying what wonderful video from John.
Yeah,
John
definitely.
Norgate, Andrew Ducker, Annette, Richard Chew, Dave Gotts, yeah, Mark Nowers, everyone, Tony Cripps,
Yeah.
everyone, yeah, loved it. So well done, well
I
done.
mean, we really appreciate him doing what he does every month for us. So, we know how long it must take as well. So genuinely,
And
always good.
as Kieran has just put on the chat, sorted out his blood pressure because do you know what? It is mindful moment. It's just
Definitely.
amazing.
Although yours was okay, but after the break, it's probably gone back up again.
David Gott says he's never going to be able to see a lapwing again and not hear that music.
Oh, fantastic. Right, anyway.
So yes, and for those who are asking, the bird with the long curvy bill in the video was a glossy ibis.
Yep,
So
cool.
which we might have had very good views of that yesterday.
Mm. Not a curly with a stick.
Not a curly with a stick.
No.
That's another story.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. We're going to do some pictures quickly, aren't we? So second half, a bit quicker. We're going to show a few pictures, stuff that we've been doing or taken, stuff that you guys have sent in. Thank you. And then we're going to do a very quick roundup of sightings. There's a couple of web pages just to show you very quickly at the end, and then that's it. Right. Do you want to go first?
With
Or
what?
pictures?
Oh, pictures. With
Yeah.
what? No idea. That lapwing thing's just thrown me completely. I'm like, I'm in a bit of a tizzy now. I don't know what to do. I almost just quit the Zoom. I thought, oh, I'm getting out of here.
That would have been funny, actually. I've come back and you've just gone.
Yeah, like I can't take it anymore. So hold on, I don't know what I'm doing here, Matt. Now, hold on.
Would you want me to do? Do you want me to do mine and you can cue yours, or?
Hold on, I just need to work out the shit. Oh, that's right. I'm there. Right. Okay.
Cool. Good.
So I share that. So this is probably one of the most photographed birds in Essex this month, I would suspect.
We might be seeing it again shortly.
Yeah, well, yeah, I thought there might be a couple in my roundup of the month that we might see. So apologies for that. I went through these quickly. So probably know Slavonian grebe at Abberton. These birds are normally well out to sea on the rivers, difficult to see, not close, but Abberton at the moment, and they're still there today. Stunning views, absolutely stunning views of Slavonian grebe. So one of my highlights of the month. What else have we got? I think John Norgate mentioned earlier in the show about St. Peter's Church at Alresford. Loads of finches and things there, including this lovely brambling. So if you're about this weekend, maybe have a visit over there. Very good place. I had a trip up to Norfolk. I led a day trip up there, one of my birding days. And we had amazing views. Well, it's a bit distant photograph, but we had great scope views of this pallid harrier that's been up there for about 4 winters, which was really nice. Back to grebes, the old black-neck grebe at Abberton, one of about 14 birds there at the moment. So really nice views of that. And then also,
picture.
Yeah, I mean, they're just brilliant. If I say, especially on nice calm days, and they come in really close to the causeway. So this is the Layer de la Haye causeway, if anyone's interested. This is a ringtail hen harrier down at Wallasey Island. Done very well for hen harriers this month. I've seen quite a few while I've been leading my trips. So this is a nice ringtail, and then this is a nice male, bit grainy, but old Hall Marshes last week. And then I had a trip down to where did I go? The southwest at the weekend. Last weekend, I did a 5-day tour down to Cornwall and Devon. Booted eagle, one of the highlights.
Oh, fantastic!
So I managed to see the booted eagle, which was really nice. So I had lots of happy customers, which was good.
Well done.
So yeah, booted eagle, and the rest of the pictures I'm showing now are just highlights from that trip. Cell buntings down in Devon. So we had about 11, 12 cell buntings.
Cool.
Lovely kingfisher. Nice. Down in
Gorgeous.
Cornwall.
That's a stunning shot. That's a really lovely.
Yeah, the light was beautiful. And this bird sat around for about half an hour. Not bothered at all. Spoonbill, because you know how much I love a spoonbill.
Got to love a spoonbill.
Got to love a spoonbill. This is
is that a young one?
Yeah, it's a Dutch bird. It's actually got a colouring on its leg.
Okay.
So it's a Dutch bird.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing views. A great northern diver. This was about 20 feet away. Just down here, and you can even see its feet through the water. Big dangly feet. So that little bunting that we saw. Little bird managed to pick up that on call, which was nice.
Well done. Nice.
Long-tailed duck.
Gorgeous.
Which was nice.
That was obviously quite close in as well, or
yeah, this was on a boating lake near Newquay.
Wow.
Yeah, so this was about 30 feet away as well.
God.
And again, you normally see these well out to sea, so really nice to see that. Purple sandpiper.
Lovely.
One of about 50 birds down in Penzance at the moment. So really nice. Very rubbish picture of a ringneck duck somewhere in Devon. And
that's all right.
And my final picture will not win any awards. No, not that one. Oh no, it's just Turnstone. I just like the light on that was really nice.
That's nice. Yeah, like that.
And the ripples in the water. But yes, my last picture is this. It's a mega distant white-tailed eagle.
Right, hang on. Hold on. Sorry, a minute. For those of you that don't know, right, I'm just going to show you what I can see. Hang on. Right. So my setup here is very elaborate. My camera is on an upside down wine glass, which is mounted on top of a little cash pot thing to get it to the right height for the screen. So you just brought that up. You just said, and it's this, and all I can see is my camera.
Brilliant. Well, to be fair, it's a white-tailed eagle.
Oh, I can see it now. Cool.
It's taken about 2 mile range. That is.
Good grief.
Well,
to be fair, you can actually see what it is, can't you? Even at that distance.
It's not brilliant, but yeah, I managed to pick this up in flying across a bay in Devon last week. So,
but that's the kind of picture that would support an identification thing that we were talking about earlier on.
Absolutely. Yep.
You know, you can pick out some features on that would support the rest of the ID that you put in. Yeah, definitely.
It doesn't have to be and I've taken millions of other pictures on my trips and stuff, but I've not sorted them out yet. So
No, that's cool. That's fine. Well, I've just got a few. I'm just going to check something very quickly. Hold on.
check the
Yep,
chat
cool.
as well.
I've got to download something in the background because we've been sent something on WhatsApp. Right. Oh, I can't download it. Okay. I might have to try and play that later on from the browser, so I don't know if it's going to work or not. Right. Let me share my pictures first. So here we go. Um, Mine are not quite as dramatic as yours and not quite as exotic as yours, but
Oh,
um, this was the first green sandpiper. Oh my goodness.
it's late, mate. We've had a busy day.
It's a Brent goose. I'm just going to call everything Brent goose. That will do me.
It was a
That's the
lapwing,
first,
mate. Lapwing.
the first green shank I've seen this year, and that was
Oh,
behind the co-op at Manning Tree.
that's
So
nice.
the light was nice. You know,
I
like you
like
said,
that.
yeah, light was all right. I like this shot. Um,
Oh,
just a little egret, but just having a preen. I just look at his face. It's like, oh, I'm glamorous. I'm wonderful. Yeah,
how
lovely.
beautiful.
And this was when we had all that horrible icy weather for a few days, didn't we? And this poor little robin was hopping around, obviously trying to find something to eat in all the ice.
Oh,
Thought it made a nice little picture. That could well be on someone's Christmas card next year, I think. And this made me laugh because again, it was the same time, and this is a female widgeon, but she just got a load of white feathers on her head.
where did you
Um,
take that, Matt?
that
Stour.
was that. That was at the Stour. Yeah, is it? Why? Do you know this bird?
No, there was a bird almost identical to that at Slimbridge yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So I
Oh,
wonder whether it's numerous in Widgeon.
maybe, or maybe it's. I'm just trying to think. Could it be hybridized with something? I can't think of anything that would give it that. But
No, nice though.
yeah. Anyway, that just made me laugh. It looked a bit snowy, and she thought it was funny as well, obviously from the expression on her face. And then the weather got even colder, didn't it? So I went to Ardley Reservoir one morning, and the whole place was frozen over. And I
Nice.
got out the car to have a quick look, and obviously all the mallards that were on the grass the other side, they thought I'd got out the car to feed them. So they all come slithering across the ice towards me. So I just got a picture of this one doing a bit of skating. But I've said to people before, could you imagine if that bird was you know
Fair one.
a once in 10 year vagrant? How
Mm.
many people would twitch that mallard? Because they're
Yeah,
stunning. They're
they're
gorgeous
stunning.
birds. Yeah,
A lot of those common birds are just
mm,
underrated, really.
they are lovely. Um, my one and only missile thrush of the year so far, Hardy.
It's
I was
not
quite
been
pleased with.
easy to see.
No, haven't heard one yet, but it might be a bit too early for them to be singing. I don't know, but um, obviously the same old Slavonian grebe. Very nice. That was the great grey shrike at Coptall. Uh,
Yeah,
just managed to get a slightly distant picture of that, but nice bird to see.
which
Uh,
is still around if anyone wants to go and see that. That's been
it
around all
is,
week here.
absolutely. And then I had a nice close encounter with a
Oh,
jay.
that's nice. They're not
That
an
was
easy
fun.
bird to photograph.
They're not, but this little fellow was hopping around and didn't seem to mind me taking his picture. So yeah, that was good. And then I got patch ticks at Ardley. Woo!
Well done.
So just scanning. I was literally scanning from left to right very quickly before work one day. Coot, coot, moorhen, mute swan, mallard. Ooh. So yeah, never had those before. Pair of red-crested pochard.
Nice.
Oh, I don't know if this is going to play or not. Went down to Hanningfield um, and managed to finally connect with this juvenile velvet scoter. I took a little video of it. I think it does a wing flap in a second. There you go.
All nice. Showing the white
Okay.
secondaries. Yeah, lovely.
And what makes me laugh, actually, if I can rewind that very quickly, look what it does after the wing flap. It's kind of paddling forward furiously to kind of get back to where it was. But while I was in the hide, so many people coming in and out. It was busy down there, and you know there were families and children. And they wanted to know what was out there. And when there were several people in the hide with scopes, and when they had a look through, everyone's interested.
Yeah, great.
Everyone was interested, which is really nice to see. Really nice to see.
Lovely. Yeah, brilliant.
And then I did manage to, because I've had a bit of time today, so I've managed to go through some of the pictures from yesterday's Slimbridge.
How many
So
did you take?
705 or something, I think.
Okay.
You did a bit more than that, didn't you?
I did 1,000 on the dot.
Oh, I remember your thousandth.
I'll show that next month. My 1,000th
Okay.
picture was a picture of Mark Nowers.
Okay. So yeah, this is a lovely Buick Swan. We've got some nice views of those, didn't we?
Yeah,
And
beautiful.
the light yesterday, we were so lucky with
Oh,
it. absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it had been horrible weather leading up to, but we just got really lucky, didn't we?
Yeah,
Really
absolutely
lucky.
stunning day.
Sorry, I'm just putting another picture on my drive very quickly. There we go. Right. Um, we had common cranes. I think there was eight. Was it eight in total?
Yeah, 8. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. I think it was two family groups. It looked
Two
like.
family groups. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. We're
So they
good
were
views
nice
of
to
them.
see. Bit distant but nice. I just like this little group of redshank.
Yeah, that's nice.
The light on them and the colours, their legs are just absolutely gorgeous. Lovely.
It was good for photography, I have to say.
It was, yeah. White-fronted geese. You managed to pick up the white fronts coming in, didn't you?
Yep, yep.
You picked them up, Mark. Mark, all flew past us really quickly and landed. And I'm scoping them and counting them. And Mark now is in the background and says, "Oh, I think there was 51." And I've counted up, and there was 51. That was
I
really good.
know. That's the sign of an experienced counter. That is.
Exactly, yeah. Um, and then yeah, we got lovely views of Waterhouse, didn't we?
Yeah, that was good.
But that was thanks to you, really. We were walking along talking, and we're literally walking full pace, talking, and all of a sudden Steve goes, "Hang on, water rail," and we just walked past an entrance to a hide very, very quickly, and you just happened to glance in, didn't
I
you? And
just
this
happened to
chap
look
was
through the slot in the hide as we walked past at speed, and just
mm,
saw the water rail sitting there.
very
It was like,
showy,
oh,
very showy. That's obviously the one that was in John's video. Very, very showy bird. And then that's the green winged teal that was also in John's video. But
that's
the light was gorgeous yesterday, wasn't it? It really was.
cracking. That's a brilliant view. A brilliant photograph.
And then, yeah, we got some slightly close views of the glossy ibis.
Oh, oh, that was
Which
amazing.
I'll share in a second. Actually, I'll show you the photo I have hopefully just put on my drive. But finally, for me, I've actually been thinking, I mean, this is obviously a cracking bird. The green-winged teal is a fantastic bird to see, unusual birds. But my bird of the day,
I know what it's going to be.
you know what it's going to be.
I know it's going to be. Yeah, mine too.
It was amazing. This, you go on, you tell the story.
Well, we'd been out birding for the morning, and we decided to go back to the centre for lunch. And we just, it was quite busy at Slimbridge yesterday, so we grabbed a sandwich and went to coffee and went and sat outside, all four of us, and we're just like chatting away about what we'd seen. And this rook just sort of like lollops onto the fence next to us and just sort of looks around. And I think it was eyeing up your apple, I think, or
Oh,
Mark's apple.
definitely
And
was. Yeah.
yeah, and like it just came in closer and closer and closer. And I think you fed it a little bit of something,
Yeah.
and then Mark ended up hand feeding it with a bit of apple.
Yeah. It was just amazing. And then you took a bit of apple out of my hand as well. I'm
Yeah,
not sure if you're too impressed with Apple, but he was a lovely, lovely little bird, wasn't he?
and you just do not. I mean, that's by far the best views I've ever had of rook.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
But just to show people how close the ibis was, we did some selfies, didn't we?
yeah. I'm glad
That
you
was
didn't show my one. Oh my word!
I haven't seen your one.
No, probably for the best.
But most of this water down here, by the way, is probably probably my lemonade.
Oh,
So we were watching this ibis. That's obviously the ibis just there. And I'd finished taking a couple of pictures, and Steve and John and Mark were by the gate still watching it. So I said I'm going to have I had a can of lemonade that I bought at the centre and we walked down with it. So I thought I'm going to have my lemonade. Well, it had been in my pocket, and obviously as I was walking, stupidly, I didn't realise that it's going to have been shaken up. So I stood back. What did you hear?
basically, we're watching the ibis. All we heard was
And then a rude word might have come out of my mouth.
well done, and it's like he went, "I've lost half my lemonade."
Literally, the half the can had gone, all down my binoculars, down my front, on my glove, and everything. So, not to worry. I took one sip, then I put it down on the ground, bright yellow can,
Bright yellow can. Yep.
carried on watching the glossy ibis. The next thing I know, another two chaps had turned up to watch the glossy ibis, came walking in. First thing he did was boot my can of lemonade all over the place.
It was hilarious, I have to say.
It was really funny. Right, anyway,
Yeah.
that's enough
I hope you find that. I hope you find that amusing at home, everybody.
that. Maybe it was one of those things you had to be there, but it was really funny.
That's
Right, we
fine.
have got lots of pictures being sent in by people, so we're going to run through those very quickly. Oh, hang on a minute, wrong folder. Okay, so hopefully
Yep.
in 1 second, you'll see a picture of a bird. Here it comes. Can you see a Brent goose?
No, let's get that one.
That one.
That's nice.
Right,
That's
no.
nice.
Lovely, lovely female black cap.
Yep. No,
Um,
beautiful.
and this was sent in by Derek Aldridge, and he said the photos are a bit blurry because he took these through his garden window. And obviously, when you get a female, you often get a male. So that was
Oh,
also
lovely. Pair.
taken through his garden window. There you go. Lovely. So he's got a pair of black cap in his garden. I'm quite jealous. We've got a Meg goal. These have been taken by sent in, sorry, by Frankie Robertson. Are they full screen, by the way, Steve? Are they okay?
Not quite. You could probably go.
What about now? Is that better?
Yeah, a bit bigger. Yeah, that's
Yep,
bigger.
that's cool.
Yeah.
So these have been sent in by Frankie. So that's a Mediterranean gull, adult winter bird. Oh, we've got
Oh,
another shot of Slavonian grebe, I would imagine, at Abberton.
yeah, yeah. I'm almost certain.
We've got a couple of goosander here, male and female. Very nice. We've got, what's that, kestrel? Yep,
Kestrel. Yeah, lovely.
kestrel.
Nice shot.
Excellent.
Yeah, beautiful.
Lovely, lovely, like that. Hey, got
Oh,
that
lovely
female.
spoonbill.
Excellent. And we've got, oh, some, looks like scorp at the front there. Yep. That three scorp?
Yeah, looks
Yeah.
good. I think so. Yeah.
Yep. Good, good, good. Then we've
Oh,
got, what's this? Oh, is that a redneck grebe?
redneck grebe. Yeah. I
Oh,
think.
no,
I think Frankie saw that in Hertfordshire. That one when he was
oh,
out on one
okay.
of his travels.
Cool. Lovely. Oh, hang on. Can't see what that is.
Oh, that's
Uh,
a water pipit.
oh, yes. Yes.
Nice one,
Excellent.
Frankie. Well done.
Nice one. Well done. And, oh, and the bearded tits.
Yeah, lovely.
Lovely, lovely. Excellent. And of course, the peregrine as well.
Yep, that's nice. Well done.
Fantastic. Thanks for those, Frankie. Really good. Thanks for sending those in. Then we've got a pair of nuthatch and good friend Glenn Moore.
Yep.
They have been in his garden and
Wow.
he's lived
What a
there.
time.
I can't remember how long he said.
I think
Many,
it's
many
like
years. Hang on a minute.
27 years, isn't it? I think.
It was well over 20 years, yeah. And he said that they're a garden tick. And he said, doesn't matter how how long you've lived somewhere. He's put on here. It's funny how a relatively common bird can have such an impact on you, but I'm still excited about adding it to my garden list after 27 years here.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
fantastic. That's brilliant.
I love nuthatches.
Yep.
Really cool.
These have been sent in by Gray and me. So we've got a cormorant. This is at Southend Pier.
Oh,
Just
that's nice.
having a flap or drying its wings, I think, in the wind probably.
Oh, I love that.
This shot,
Oh, oh my word. That is stunning.
that's really nice. I would put that in a frame on my wall. That is a
You know
gorgeous
what?
picture.
I would as well.
Love that.
Oh, that
Obviously,
is
we've got
unbelievable.
three turnstones in the middle, but I think small birds in big
Oh,
settings, for
yeah.
me, I really like that. Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? You should enter that in.
Well, yeah.
Not a shame, but
It's a,
no. Do you know what,
it's a
Graham?
good
That
picture.
is. Do you know that's one of the best pictures I've seen for a long time.
Yeah. Love that.
Wow.
And then we've got some lapwings in front of a ship on the on the river. No, these are Brent geese.
Again, it's like it's been a long day.
The joke's going to have to carry on. So yeah, this is on the River Thames. A huge flock of Brent geese, and a big old ship in the background, container ship. So thanks for those, Graham. Jan Lewis. Jan sent in some pictures. This is a rather nice picture of Reed Bunting taken in Mersey.
Love that.
Very nice. And we've got the Velvet Scoter doing a rather fantastic pose there, actually, at Hanningfield.
Bit
Lovely.
unusual, isn't it? I
And
like
a
that.
tufty as well, yeah. Oh,
Oh,
that's nice. Raven.
nice raven. Yeah, yeah.
Lovely, lovely. Excuse me. I think this was at Hanningfield as well. And then another slightly closer view of the Velvet Scoter showing off to a mallard. So thanks for those, Jan. They're great. Thank you. Oh, and
Oh,
finally, look at that.
oh, that's nice.
This is also from Jan. Beautiful. He's taken my two red-crested potchars and raised it by a drake and no, two drakes and a duck. Thank you
Oh,
very much. That's a lovely picture.
Love that. The light again, beautiful.
Yeah, I like that. Lovely and sharp. And then Mike O'Hanlon has sent in a male goosander from Abberton.
Lovely.
Lovely.
Again, nice light on that, beautiful.
Very nice. And the reflection's good. Oh, that's good.
Oh, nice comparison shot of both the grebes.
One of each. Yeah. Got the black neck grebe at the top and the Slavonian grebe at the bottom. You can clearly see the Slav just looks a bit more black and white, much cleaner line here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've got just about to see this sort of upturned bit on the black neck and that smudge around the eye. Really nice.
Lovely, that is.
Oh, and this was in Alresford at the
Yeah.
church in Alresford. Yep. Gorgeous male brambling. Oh, that's a female black redstart in Brightlingsea.
That's nice. That's good on my
Lovely,
webcam.
lovely. Very nice. And finally, one for you, Steve.
You can't beat a mid goal.
Absolutely. That looks like is that a first year one?
Yeah, it's like first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first one. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for those. Oh, and a water rail.
Oh, no,
That's at Holland Haven.
looks like it's been impaled on a reed.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, it's not.
And then Richard Chew sent some pictures in. So Richard said some of the usual suspects from Abberton Reservoir. So we've got a male goldeneye taking off.
Beautiful.
We've got a
Nice.
green sandpiper. Lovely, lovely. Oh, a nice smudgy, dirty-looking rock pipit.
Rocky the Pipit.
Very nice. Then we've got another Slavonian grebe. One of the
bit of a
Slav.
bit of a wing stretch there.
Bit of a stretch there. Nice spoonbill. I've not seen much spoonbill at Abberton yet this year. I mean, obviously it's a bit early for them all to be coming in and thinking of breeding and stuff, I guess. But
Yeah, there's just a one young bird wanging
Yeah.
around all over the place.
yeah, I think I had one off of a Hyde Bay Hide, I think. Oh, that's rather a nice shot. That's a short-eared owl. He said it's one of up to at least 6 shorties at Elmley Nature Reserve. That's rather nice.
That's nice. I love that.
And then this,
Ah, that's not an Essex.
that's not an Essex, no. That's a white-winged snowfinch. And these were in the Swiss Alps.
I
So
was going to say,
white-winged snowfinch, and what other crow type thing am I going to show you next?
it's presumably going to have a yellow beak, I suspect.
There you go.
Yeah, he was surprised.
Alpine chuff. So yeah, lovely.
Or yellow bill chuff is now called. So,
Oh, is it? Okay,
or
cool.
like that with the background.
That's really nice, isn't it? Yeah, I like that.
And obviously the weather was good.
Definitely. Yeah.
Look at that.
Gorgeous. I mean, it's so close. It's right by your feet.
Oh, that's amazing.
He said he saw at least 5 snowfinches and at least 20 of the chuffs at the Gornagrat Summit Hotel Cafe at over 10,000 feet and overlooking the Matterhorn and 28 other peaks that are over 13,000 feet. It's his
Wow.
first ever white-winged snowfinches and his first alpine or yellow-billed chuffs for over 30 years. There you go.
Nice. That is beautiful.
Final lot of pictures. These came in today, I think. So Simon Satchel, another lovely shot of the Slav at Abberton, or one of the
That's
Slavs.
nice. Love the ripples on that. Oh, that's beautiful.
Then we've got a red kite with a beautiful blue sky, and that's at Hanningfield. And of course, if it's Hanningfield, the other shot we're going to have is the Velvet Scoter.
It's nice. Do you know what I mean? I love these, like you say, I love these habitat, like bird hasn't got to be close up.
Definitely. A couple more bits to share from people just very quickly. So we've got, hold on. Where did I put it? Here we go. So there's Andy, hang on, Andy Brown sent this in. Sorry, I've lost the page. Bear with me. Where are we? Share. Here we go. Right, so Andy Brown has sent this in. This is a herring gull. And this was taken on the roof of the elephant house on the zoo, as you can see. And yeah, it's not been seen outside of Felixstowe at all. So he said he's attached the life history that was sent to him by the recorder Mike Marsh. He commented it was the first time the bird was recorded away from Felixstowe, and he particularly liked the location, so included it in the remarks column.
That's brilliant.
Quite like that.
Cool.
So thanks very much, Andy. And then we've also got a quick video. Bear with me. And then we're nearly there.
Nearly there. It was good.
Nearly there. Right, yep. So this is a quick 25-second video that Glenn sent in of the nuthatch.
Uh-huh. Brilliant.
Absolutely stuffing its face.
The banana pose is brilliant. Love it.
Yeah. Sorry, I think I had the volume bar over that at the start. Apologies, Glenn. And then we also had, if I can find it, hold on, because this is coming while we've been talking. I think it should be my downloads file, fingers crossed. Actually, no, it's not. I have to play it from the website. So bear with me 1 second. Have you got anything in the chat, Steve?
Well, a few people commenting on Graham Mee's photo. Brilliant. Work of art.
Yeah.
And then Steve Entwistle's just said, well done to to us and Tim and Greg and all the committee for all their hard work. Yeah, I mean we've worked. Thanks, Steve. I mean we're just a big team, you know. It's but no, much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. Thanks, Steve. Really appreciate all the nice comments. They are always really nice to receive, and we are all a big team. There's loads of people on the committee. Everyone does really, really good work. So thank you so much. Right, can you see a video there? Kind of, yeah.
I can. Yep.
Right, press play. This is from Mo Jackson at Sunnymead Farm, and that is a stoat.
So
That's going absolutely mad. I love it when they do that.
don't they have? I mean, I might be talking completely rubbish here. Don't they have something wrong with them when they do that?
I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know. Oh, in which case, I don't love it if that's. I thought they were just being skittish
I've
and
got a funny feeling that I've seen them go a bit crazy before, and I have a funny feeling it was something.
well, like a
Yeah,
mite or something, or
yeah, something. I can't. I might. I don't want to Google it really in case it is something bad. So
oh, well, okay. Well, let's hope it's not. If anyone knows, maybe put it in the chat. But yeah, I mean, it's always good to see a stoat. So hopefully that stoat is actually okay and there isn't anything wrong with it. But yeah, let us know if you think you know what causes that. Right, so it's just very quickly, we've got to do the sightings and then we're done. Woo!
hey, well, it didn't quite manage to 81 minutes, Matt.
We didn't. No, it's going to be 2 hours again. Sorry, apologies. It always seems to be 2 hours, doesn't it?
Excellent. Right. So, should I do? I did this at 6 o'clock yesterday morning. So,
Cool.
now the good news is for those who are watching tonight that the South Essex sightings is hardly anything because everything was in the north, and that's
Okay.
Matt's department. So, January sightings: Caspian gull down in Holbridge, which is a regular returning bird. Apart from the Hanningfield velvet scoter, which was there, it's been there all month and still there. There was another bird at Pagglesham Lagoon in early Jan. Wallasey's been pretty good as usual in the winter. It's had several hen harriers, 2 short-eared owls, black brant, spoonbill, and 2 Dartford warblers. Dartford warbler's not an easy bird to see in the county, so that's really good. West Canby Marsh had a nice flock of white-fronted geese, water pipit, and again hen harrier there. And the Bowers Marsh, there's been bitten at Bowers Marsh for a couple of days earlier in the month, and the white-fronted geese flock commutes between there and Canby. Water pipit at Bange, and then over in the west of the county, Fisher's Green has had bitten and a nice drake smew. And just up the road from Fisher's Green in the Lee Valley at Glen Fabber Pits, there's been a ferruginous duck.
Oh, nice.
And then slightly it's unusual water pipit at Two Tree Island.
Okay.
And that's all I've got this month from the south. I
Cool.
apologise if I've missed anything off.
Well, same for me. I did these at literally about 7:10 tonight. So I'm going to rattle through very quickly. Abberton's had a good month. It's had canvasback, 2 Slavonian grebe, up to 14 blackneck grebe. I don't know if that's a record for Essex, but that seems like a lot. 5 Buick swans, lesser scaup. The drake is still there. Black-throated diver, northern diver was great northern diver was reported. Ringneck ducks still around. Little stint, up to 6 scaup. 4 smew, 2 drakes and two ducks. and 28 white-fronted geese. So very good month at Abberton. Mersey has had shorelark, snow bunting, and black brant. Copthall, great grey shrike, as we know. It's had hen harriers, male and ringtail, and it's had short-eared owls there as well. Wivenhoe Wood, there's been two hawfinches on and off, which is a good bird for Essex. Manningtree Mistley has had black redstart. I think there's a male reported there yesterday, in fact. Rabness has had hawfinch flying over, and black-necked grebe has been on the stir there. The Naze has had great northern diver, shorted owl, pale-bellied brent, and snow bunting. Brightling Sea has had a female black redstart, as we saw in Mike's picture earlier. The Hive has had a spoonbill. That's a good bird for down the Hive.
Good, yeah.
And finally, Holland Haven has had snow bunting. It's got purple sandpipers there at the moment, which it's really well known for. 23 white-fronted geese, and in amongst them was a single tundra bean goose.
Good.
That I haven't seen one for about 3 years, so they're getting really quite difficult to find, I think, tundra bean, aren't they?
Yeah, not easy this year.
Yeah, definitely. We've had another picture come in very quickly, which is this one, and this was coming from Ivor Kerslake on the email. Thank you. And he's had missel thrush in his garden, and
Good.
that's the sonogram, is it called?
Yeah,
It's a
sonogram, yeah.
Yeah, sonogram of the missel thrush. So missel thrush, long-tailed tit and blue tit. So that's always a lovely bird to see or to hear missel thrush even. I would imagine this is missel thrush down the bottom here.
Yeah, I was
Do,
going
do,
to
do, do, do. I would imagine anyway. Yeah.
very good.
Oh,
Very good.
very good. That's the world's worst missile thrush impression. I can see you laughing already.
No, I knew what it was.
And very, 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 very quickly, we have got. Hold on, let me just put this on here so we do everything on the run thing. Anything on the chat, Steve, before we say goodbye?
Actually, back to the stoats. Several people said they do the stoat thing to hypnotise prey, to attract prey.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it also could be to do with a parasitic worm, but we won't go into that. So,
Well, let's just say the stoat was trying to hypnotise Mo.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
and then Tim Hayward's just said he had 4 red poles in his garden this week. So now it's just called red pole for the first time ever. So that's a good garden bird, red pole.
Very good. Yeah.
And
Anyone that hasn't seen Red Pole, I will be giving out Tim's address in a few moments' time. You can all go around his garden, climb over his fence, and set up your No, not really.
he does good coffee, apparently. We've never had an invite, though, so what's the point? And then Dave Gotts and Richard Chew just basically saying thanks to us tonight. So I'm glad you've enjoyed the show. Sorry it's been slightly 2 hours.
Yep. So very quickly, last thing then, we've got 3 web pages, real quick ones. Have you heard this? UK Jacksnipe fitted with GPS trackers. One's been recovered. And it went to Germany, Poland, and Latvia before returning back to Staffordshire. The birds were tagged at wetland sites in the Natural England Midlands Heathland Heartland Project area in Staffordshire in the West Midlands. They've tagged 10 birds and they've recovered the first one. So look at that. Germany, Poland, Latvia. Very cool.
That is cool. I love that.
You probably heard about this. Wallasey Island is having a big expansion.
Absolutely. Yeah, really big news, that is.
Yep, some really good news from the RSPB. Over 100 hectares. There's going to be a huge freshwater lagoon going in there as well. I think I remember that was about 6 hectares big or something. And they're going to be managing the land to support the breeding waders, things like red shank, avocet, lapwing. So yeah, that's really, really good. Fantastic news down at Wallasey. And finally, people may have already seen this. It was kind of end of last year news, really, but we never got a chance to show it. The world's oldest known wild bird laid an egg at the age of 74. Oh,
that's sweet.
Albatross called Wisdom, and yeah, 74 years old. Beautiful. There we go. Right. I think if there's nothing else in the chat, that's it.
Just Andy Goody's just joined us.
Hello, Andy.
He said a bit late to the party.
Let's just have a quick recap of what we've been talking about for
We'll
the last.
start again. Welcome to the Birds of Essex, January 2020.
Yeah, I did that before, didn't I?
Pete White said, don't forget the pin badges.
Okay.
Okay, well, we did the pin badges earlier, but we'll do them again.
We did.
We
Yes.
also sell society pin badges.
We do. And there's round ones coming.
Like that. There you go.
Yes. And mine's here. Excellent. But we have got some round ones coming through. They're going to be with us about a month-ish, maybe about 3 weeks, something in that region. So look out for those at a EBwS event near you. because they're
Yeah,
going to be
cool.
really exciting and round.
But thanks to everyone that's watched tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I'm ignoring your badge comment. I'm just like, that's just straight over.
Right, cool. I think that's it. Should we say goodbye?
Yeah, good night, everybody. Thanks for
Good night,
watching.
everyone.
See you in February. Don't forget, photographic competition. Get your entries in. You've got 1 week left.
Yes,
Remember-
online indoor talk next week. We've got the Titchwell coach trip. If you can't get on it, you're welcome to meet us there. And we've got the under 21s event on the 23rd of March at Hanningfield. Look out for the advertising on that. Thanks very much for watching.
If you're not a member, join. And if you are a member, it was due on the 1st of January. So you're
Yes.
slap wrists, not renewing.
So thanks very much for watching tonight, and we'll see you all either end of next month or it might be beginning of March the next one. Not sure yet.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, cool.
Take care. Bye. Bye.
Night, oh, bye.